Hello and welcome. Sorry. So about that, there was something that I forgot to do. By the way, hello and welcome to a new stream in which I'm surviving on an island in Indev. And as you can see, I'm on this tower to show the progress that I've made. Basically, in the past 2 weeks, I've been doing a whole lot of gardening, planting flowers, building custom trees, kind of over here. I built the water flame over there. I built some paths and also like trees over there. And I've kind of worked a bit on the wheat farm or the future wheat farm by bringing the water down there. Anyway, now I'm gonna go down to kind of show you. Basically, these past 2 weeks I've kind of been trying to do a lot of work to kind of finish this island, because I'm kind of looking forward to finishing this island so I can go back to classic. I'm kind of looking forward to working on my classic world again, but I want to start working on it right now. That's because I don't want to have like 2 ongoing projects at the same time. So give me a second, something. But I wasn't like seeing the data in OBS. But what I was trying to say is that I don't want like 2 ongoing projects at the same time, or I don't want to work on these 2 projects at the same time, because I would rather focus on one. So I feel like it is better than to have so you have to focus on T. By the way, walking through, you can kind of see what I built. I've planted all these rows, built all of these custom trees. I think this path looks especially nice. You got this sort of natural path with the lighthouse in the background, and I think it looks quite cool. And you've also got like this path down at the bottom, surrounded by the flowers. So I'm gonna go to that. Anyway, there are currently no viewers, but there may be someone watching it, like for a bot, but people really don't need to watch this, since I also plan to show this in a video, which I plan to start working on the next week, this like upcoming week. But I think this garden is quite nice with all these flowers. The reason why I've planted all these flowers instead of planting like a tree here is because I kind of wanted it to look different than the other areas, which already have like a lot of custom trees and a lot of flowers. So I just decided to plant these flowers to kind of make it unique compared to the other places. But yeah, those are the things that I did. But there's a lot of rebuilding. Anyway, as you can see now, I've walked over here, which was intentional because this is the area where I want to work. And the thing that I want to do here is that I would like to build a warehouse here, because it's I don't want the lighthouse to be kind of alone here. I want to kind of balance things out, so the lighthouse is just alone here on its own. Kind of I want to balance things out visually, so I decided to build a warehouse, and the warehouse will also serve a little reason. Because the idea is that it is used to store things that might be brought by the ships. And to build this lighthouse, I'm gonna need to first cut down these trees, which I've kind of planted intentionally, because I plan to build the lighthouse out of wood. So by cutting down these trees I will get more wood, like a lot of wood. I've already planted these trees before here, and but I should say that I cut down these trees before, like a few times, so that I would get more wood. Also, not sure if you've noticed, those who are like watching the VOD, since there's good for no one watching live, but you might have noticed I've got also that chest over there which has some materials in it that I have prepared ahead of time. Like mainly some wood and like grass and stuff, and also like leaves, because I would like to build some custom trees around the warehouse once it is done, because I feel like it will make it look more interesting, which makes me wonder if I also brought some flowers to place around it. By the way, the idea behind the custom trees is that they will kind of hide the warehouse, because I suspect it will be kind of boring. So basically the tree will kind of hide the walls and make things look a lot more interesting. I feel like I've probably planted more trees than I needed to, but I'd say that's fine. The more the better. After all, I've like done an X, so I should be able to cut them all down. Also, speaking of materials that I've brought, I wonder if I've brought stone slabs, because that's actually one of the materials that I would like to use for building, so I'm gonna need to check. And if I don't, then I guess I'll bring them later. I don't think I need to bring them right now. Anyway, with that, I cut down all of the trees, so I'm gonna put the blocks away, and it seems like I did bring the stone slabs. My plan is to kind of use them as the kind of warehouse door, kind of like a large garage stall door. And you may also notice this snag of wood, which is actually negative stuff, which I brought to like build the custom trees, but it's probably unnecessary. But tea leaves are nice to have like in a negative stack. Anyway, now that I'm done with this, I need to take the logs again and kind of decide how big do I want the lighthouse to be. And I think what I'm gonna do is gonna first decide how far do I want them to be. And I think in this place the lighthouse will be kind of closer to the path. That way when it goes, comes over there, basically well, that'll be over here, will be further away from this path, which will be fine. I think I'll place it even closer, like that. And I think this is too small. I think I'll be all the way over here, or maybe over here. I feel like deciding on the size will be kind of the difficult part. I feel like this size might be good. Maybe a bit over here. think this should be good. It kind of gives me some space in the back, which I'm not sure what I'm gonna use for. Maybe like the... Oh, okay. Maybe I could make it so that you could walk through the warehouse, and I'm gonna get to the back where I could store like some more stuff and install stuff. Not sure. Anyway, now that I'm done with that, the next thing that I'll have to decide on is where the door will be. And I think a good spot could be right over here. Although that... I'm not sure this is a good spot because I want to make the door 5 blocks wide. Although, yeah, I think I'll make it 5 blocks wide. Looks like this. Anyway, kind of, although I want it to be kind of set back like this. And I can't. Anyway, I think what I'm gonna do first is kind of place these planks to see where the wall will be. Gonna get a good idea, and then I can decide where the entrance will be. I think that's a better way of doing this. So I just realized that I don't really know what the organ made of, or I do know it will be stone. I already have it here. For some reason I thought I didn't have any material that I could use, but seems like I do. I don't know how I could, maybe I could... Yeah, what I think the entrance could be over here. I think it would make sense since this way you would have kind of a lot of space that it could work with, because if it was in the center, then kind of would cut the space in half, and we would have like 2 smaller spaces that we would have to work with instead of one large space where we have the things. Anyway, now that that is completed, I'm gonna grab some more planks. Although I don't really need, since I got the... Oh, I don't need to do it yet since I got the stacks over here. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start building the walls, which I think will be at least 5 blocks wall. 5 blocks tall. I think for the warehouse I'm going to do a simple design. I think I'm gonna cut this open. So I think I have 2 entrances. I think that will be nice. Anyway, if I don't like this entrance, then I can just, close it up. Also, this is working on these walls just made me think about like what I want to do for the roof. I was thinking of like doing a garden on top, but I think I already have like I get like one places that has got a garden as with a roof. I think it's not necessary to do another one. I think instead of I would do like a stone slab roof. I think that would be nice. By the way, kind of, yeah, I would do like a stone slab roof with glass in it. I think that would be nice. But before I continue, there's something I need to check. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to make it 1 block taller because I want the entrance to be 5 by 5. And looking at it, seems like the warehouse will be like half the height of the lighthouse. Well, less than half. Anyway. Also, I should have prepared a better way of getting up and down from that. And maybe I should have also brought some sort of like scaffolding. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. So how are we on terms of daytime? And seems like the moon will be setting soon, maybe like in a minute, or maybe less than a minute, well, around a minute, which is quite nice. It's kind of annoying having to build when it's dark. Anyway, while I'm going back, there is one thing that I like to talk about, which is that, you know, while playing this, I kind of sometimes wonder about how long will I last with this project. It's like my plan is to reach the newest versions of Minecraft, but you know, I'm sometimes wondering if I will actually be able to do that, if I will have like the motivation, the dedication and such to, you know, actually reach the newest versions. You know, I think getting through Indev, I should be fine getting through Indev and Classic, since, you know, I've been playing them so far and I've kind of enjoyed myself playing them. Since, but I'm, you know, looking forward to playing Classic again. Then there's Infdev, where I'll probably be mainly doing some building, since there isn't much to do, isn't much else to do. I think the only interesting thing that I can really do in Indev is like look for the dungeons with spawners once they get added. Aside from that, you know, it's mainly just mining, building, gathering resources and such things. which might be fine, but you know, I might also get burnt out, but in that case I can just like take a break and continue later on. Then there's Alpha, which is, you know, similar to, very similar to Infdev. So would probably be fine. In Alpha there's also like new biomes which I might want to explore, or maybe not. And there's also the Nether, which I want to explore for the glowstone, netherite and such things. And I also want to start using it for fast travel. And what I want to do here? Alright, I think I want to do build this. There we go. And now I want to work on the entrance. So let's see, what do I want to do for the entrance? I want to grab these stone slabs. Now, for the entrance, I want to make like sort of garage style doors, or I'm not sure what you would call them. Like they are the sort of doors that you see on a warehouse. I want to make them kind of partially open. So I'm gonna start building them 3 blocks above the ground. Give me a second. There we go. So I'm gonna start like this. Although I didn't want a slab in the middle because I kind of want to make it look like there's a door, like a small door that people can use when you don't want to open up the whole thing. So the door will go up like this, 2 blocks. Then I will have some slabs right here. Kind of make it look like it's kind of bent. But, you know, garage door. And then I put this. Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 blocks long. And now I just want. Now I'm gonna see how it looks from the side. Yeah, I think it looks kind of convincing. It will be better if I was like in a more modern version and could place upside down slab, but I think it works. So now I'm just gonna place some blocks above it. Or maybe I think I'm gonna use some white gray wool to kind of make it look like they are sort of rails or something like that. That's kind of used to retract this, which means that I will need to make this warehouse even taller. So let's see, 4, 6, I think that's good. And I'm gonna, well, I was about to say that I want to place a lock to kind of make it look like there's a sort of motor and engine to that kind of pulls it, but I think I'm gonna add it once I build the other door. And it made me think that I could remove that as well, kind of make it look a bit more convincing. Anyway, that's the first door. Now to the second door, which I think to make it look a bit more interesting, I'm gonna make it closed. Yeah, it's not that interesting to have both be partially opened. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to have this fully open. Anyway, as I was talking earlier, I was talking about how I don't know if I'll be able to have the dedication to reach the newest version of Minecraft, which will soon be 26.2. I was talking about how I still have things to do in alpha. Well, already I still have enjoy alpha since it's rather similar to Indev, which I have been enjoying so far. And let me just quickly grab some more cloth. Anyway, alpha is still quite similar to Indev. Of course, it has got a lot of differences compared to it, but you know, it's still pretty similar, except for just like water. Anyway, I believe that I should be able to enjoy it. Oh, hello, good to see you. I'm not sure what should I call you, but yeah, thanks for your compliment. Yeah, I've been kind of working on this world for like 5 months, so yeah, I think it looks nice, and yeah, I did. Basically, what I'm trying to say, it's put a lot of effort into it, so I'm glad that you like it. Anyway, what I want to grab, alright, some light gray cloth. And I got some more over here. I'm gonna grab more just in case I need it. Anyway, I'm currently building kind of a warehouse, which will be next to the lighthouse that I've already built. My plan is I plan to have like some chests and some like sort of crates to make it look like it's, well, there's a lot of reasons for its existence. Basically, the idea is that it could be used to store the things that arrive on a ship from this dock, or they could be used to like store the stuff from the farms that I've got over there, which are kind of obscured by the trees. Oh, I say farms, but they aren't farms yet because I prepared them for the future, since I plan to bring this world into Infdev later on, so I'll use them later on to like farm stuff like sugarcane, cactus, only sugarcane and cactus. Anyway, right, I've done what I wanted to do, so I think next up I'm gonna finish the walls. I'm gonna need to also decide how tall do I want the warehouse to be. Anyway, I think once I'm done with these walls, I'm gonna start working on the floor, and then the interior decoration, and then the roof. For which I just realized I didn't really bring enough slabs, since I want to build the roof out of slabs. It'll probably be quite a lot of slabs to do the roof and some glass, but I should have enough glass. I think I've got like a negative stack that I've made. Now let's see. Yeah, I think this sort of height is good, but the walls I'll need to make the walls a bit more interesting, since currently it's kind of boring. I plan to add some windows at the top, but the bottom will be kind of boring, so I'm gonna need to think of something. Anyway, yeah, also I'm gonna need to get back up. Before I do, I'm gonna grab myself some more blocks for building. Too bad there are no ladders in Indev. We have to rely on these staircases instead. Anyway, that's it for the walls. Well, almost. I just want to add some more blocks over here. Anyway, earlier I was talking about how I didn't know if I'd be able to keep my motivation to like get to the newest version. I've mentioned that I feel like I should be fine in alpha. And then there's like beta, which what is beta at? I can't remember right now. Well, I do know that beta 1.2 adds the new web types, which will kind of make the leaves on trees look kind of ugly, and they will like become different types of leaves, which will be kind of annoying. And beta 1.5 adds the different saplings type, which means that you can farm the different types of trees, which is nice. And there's beta 1.3 adds the pets, so I will want to like add a pet to this island since I want to build a house here. Anyway, well, I want to build a house where I have a bedroom. Then there's beta 1.6, which I don't remember what that adds, and then there's beta 1.7, which adds the pistons, and beta 1.8, which is the adventure update. So we're gonna see how I enjoy playing beta in this world. I'm kind of looking forward to playing beta. I think it will be interesting, but at the same time I wonder how much will I enjoy playing it. Right now it is time to do some more building, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place some slabs like this. Add some over here. I think this will add some nice depth to this build. And for a bit of separation, I'm gonna add some over here. As you can see, I'm slowly running out, so I'm gonna need to go and grab some like right now. Although, yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah, I did. This one is supposed to go here, although should be fine. But I will need to place these slabs below the door. And I don't have enough, so I'm gonna need to grab some. Anyway, as I was talking about earlier, I was like worried about if I'll be able to have the motivation to play this project for like a long time. And I think the reasons why I have these worries is because I heard like one or two people who like did this sort of horrible thing. They did this and they kind of said that they like early release was kind of a slog, so it kind of made me wonder how will I enjoy playing early release, if I want to like enjoy it, if I want to play it and such. So yeah, that's something I kind of worry about, but you know, that's something for the future, since I'm kind of taking my time with this project, you know, taking my time with updating and such, which means that it will take quite a while before I get to release. I feel like I probably won't. I might reach Infdev this year, but I might also not. So in the next year I'll probably be like an Infdev and alpha, and beta will be like a year after that. Maybe. Yeah, it's kind of hard to estimate when will I be in each phase of the game. Thanks to my kind of like a laser attitude towards updating. Is that correct, or doesn't matter? Also, walking around the warehouse made me realize that I need some more lights, like so. But anyway, those sort of worries are something that I'll need to worry about in the future. For now, I can just focus on this, and if I ever like feel tired of this project, then I can just take a break. It's not like I have some sort of deadlines that I need to meet as to when I want to reach certain versions. I remember was one of those people that I talked about had like a deadline or something like that, and basically wanted to do things as soon as possible and such, so which kind of resulted in a burnout and just them not enjoying the world as much. Anyway, and it's something that I didn't want to do, which just made me realize that I'm gonna need to craft another shell, since this one is kind of on its way out, since the tools in Indev got like a low durability, even the diamond ones. I feel like tools get later in like alpha, maybe in Infdev. Not sure the specific versions. I think one version of I did it again, of course, but anyway, having one version buffs the diamond tools only, and then there's a version which buffs all of the tools. I'm kind of looking forward to that, since it's kind of annoying having to work with tools that basically that break very quickly. Okay, now I'm kind of getting distracted. Alright, I wanted to work on the floor, so I'm gonna put away the things that I don't need and grab some stone instead. So, sorry, someone is calling me. Gotta take care of something real quick. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Anyway, now I'm back. Thanks for waiting. And now it's time to work on the floor. Anyway, back onto the topic of motivation, which is, there is one more thing that I would like to mention that is related to it, which is that, well, I've got like a whole bunch of ideas when it comes to things that I would like to work on and this project in this like world in the future. So like I say that, well, I should have like enough things to work on in the future, since I'm kind of writing down the ideas as well as to what I could work on, and there are also like some more general stuff that I will want to work on, like mainly stuff like farms, since to build certain projects I will need to gather a lot of materials. For example, I could make I'll definitely make a prismarine farm in the future. Although, now that I think about it, well, which makes me wonder about like, do you try to make my own design of, or just copy one from the internet? Because one of the things I love to do is try and make it so the farms that I build are my own designs, or at least like try. But for example, like I want to make a iron farm, but I don't think I would be able to make my own design, so probably copy that. But for example, a fire farm which I want to make, I'll probably try to make my own design, or at least make something without a tutorial, which shouldn't be too hard, since I've always seen like two designs. First one that utilizes different floors, and second one that utilizes flying machines, and I think the flying machine ones is probably better since it's more expandable. I think more, yeah, I think expandable is the right word. Then there are like some other farms like Lighthouse farm, melon farm, pumpkin farm, sugarcane farm, like an automatic one, and not just the one that I will have over there. Then there are cactus farms, forest farms, which I want to quickly make, since I would like to build with the purple blocks, yeah. I want to build with them, so that I like to build something in the end, like after the 1.9 update that like introduces the end city. So I would try to make like a custom end city. And so I just noticed that we are 49 minutes in, so I'm gonna stay for real quick. It'll be quite annoying if I were to, die and lose my progress, since I'd lose quite a lot of progress. Well, technically not that much, since it hasn't been even an hour and I wasn't working on things this long time, but it'll still be annoying. I still remember that one stream where I like died at the end and lost like maybe hour and a half worth of progress. Not sure how much, but basically I lost all the progress that I've done in that stream, that I've made in that stream, which was quite annoying. So I would rather not repeat the same mistake. Anyway, in terms of other projects I will want to work on in this world, there's like the bamboo farm. Once I get to 1.14, I think I also want to make some tree farms, try to make some automatic ones using the TNT Jupers. and also it's like some manual before that, manual farms before that. Although even before the TNT tubers, I should be able to like make one of that one farm design where basically pistons push the blocks into one big cube. Not sure really saw those designs, but it's something that I could do before I'll be able to make TNT tubers. But for that I need to wait for the dispensers to be able to like dispense bone meal onto saplings, like use them onto saplings, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's the floor. So what do I want to do next? I think first I'm gonna grab 2 locks and let's see how wide is this. It's 11. Oh wait, I feel like I've got it wrong. It's 14 blocks like so it is up length, so let's see. And there we go. Well, I'm gonna keep it there for now and decide if I want it to stay in there. Anyway, I think the next step for me is to add oh wait, I was about to add a ceiling, but then I realized that that's a stupid thing to do since I want to add the roof windows, you know. I think I'll also need more glass later. I don't think this will be enough for this build anyway. Now I want to grab some cobblestone, like a lot of cobblestone. I think this should be enough. I mean, I've only used like less than almost 3 stacks of stone, so 6 stacks of cobblestone should be enough. And so I also already have these stone slabs in the inventory, so it should definitely be enough to build the roof. I can't speak. But yeah, as I said, I have got like a lot of projects that I will work on in this world, and my main project will be kind of expand the classic city that I have yet to finish. But aside from that, basically I want to keep expanding it. But aside from that, I'm thinking of like making some secondary bases that way I don't stay in one place. Also, I've talked about it earlier, but I plan to use this place as a base in Infdev and probably Alpha, but I would like to also move from it later on. Not sure when will I be moving from it. Somewhere in the future. Which means, as I said, I shouldn't be because I shouldn't be like staying in one place for too long. Anyway, for the roof, it will be a simple design, which I think is the best. And while working on it, I'll also have to decide where I want the ceiling windows to go. I mean, the roof windows. Is there a special term for them? I'm not sure. Also, one more thing that I'm gonna need to do is like decide what I want to do with that island over there, because my current plan is to kind of have it be used as kind of a road access when I get to like Infdev, because well, not sure if that makes sense since you can't really see it. Basically my plan is kind of like is to like basically I want to import the classic world and Indev world into like an Infdev world, and my plan is for the Infdev world to have kind of like a large ocean around the spawn. And I've already like prepared a world for that kind of meets that criteria that I think will be nice. More specifically, it's a Indev-2010 world, February 27th world. That is got the pyramids and like a large ocean in the middle. And I plan to place the Indev world, this Indev world kind of in the middle of that ocean, because it would kind of look weird if it was like the sort of chunk walls, which would make it look like it was imported rather than being like a natural part. It makes sense. So it looks better if if it's in an ocean rather than kind of being inland, if it makes sense. Anyway, the plastic world will kind of have like similar treatment in that it will be also kind of in the middle of the ocean, which means that I'm gonna need to I want to connect it to the rest, or basically to the land masses of the world, which will mean building some bridges to those land masses. And I was like also thinking of connecting the bridges like to this island, which might not work out that well, although now that I think about it, it could work out if like turn the island into a parking lot basically, so you kind of drive over to this island, park your car there, and then just kind of walk around. So basically the idea would be that you wouldn't drive your car on this island since there isn't really that much space for it. So yeah, I think that's something that I will do with this island, kind of connect it to the road so you can access it using your car, but well, that'll be like the low reason since can't use cars. By the way, the only problem with that is like the boat, because I built the road over there, and that's like also a problem that I got like that train station over there, so there'll be like rails going like that road, so the boat will really be able to exit. So I guess I'll need to have some sort of a bridge that will make space for the bulk kind of that can be raised. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't remember what are these bridges called. By the way, I think I'll now start adding some windows. Since I'm now above the floor. So let's see, how wide is this? $18, I think. Well, I'm gonna count again just in case. Yeah, it is 18. And I think to decide where the windows will be placed, I'm gonna grab some more dirt so I can place it as kind of a placeholder to see where it will be. I would like to make the windows 2 blocks wide. I don't think I want them to go across the entire roof. Let's see, I think, right, I wanted to grab some planks. I'm gonna grab some blocks just in case. And I'll also craft some more of the stone slabs since I'm kind of running out. Anyway, overall I'm kind of looking forward to the future of this world, but also, you know, worried about how things will go. But we'll see how things go in the future. Basically, how things go is something that's for the future that we'll see. Not sure where I was going with that. Anyway, now I need to decide where the windows will be. So let's see. Where is this? And that doesn't quite work. So let's see. Maybe I could make it 2 blocks from the wall. Yeah, I think that works. So I'm gonna start adding the windows. Although there's just one thing that I need to decide, which is the width. So let's see, this window will start. This window will start over here. And I think something like this will be good. So the windows will be 4 by 2, which I think is a nice size. And later on I'm gonna need to fill in these gaps because I don't like how there's a gap. Anyway, not like I say anyway too much. And of course I made a mistake right over here. And another. Well, good thing is that I can, cube glass, so it should be fine. If I break these. Oh, I don't really mind cubing glass since I've only got a limited amount of sand anyway, which I kind of don't like. Also, now that I think about it, it might look kind of weird if, or I'm just kind of thinking about how I want to place the glass on this level, because over here I will have the slabs. I think it should be fine like this. Yeah. Or maybe I could... Yeah, that doesn't look so good. And we have worked on time, hour and 7 minutes. I kind of thought that I'd be able to finish this project faster. I kind of imagined that it would take like an hour to finish. And after 1 hour I would have like not much to do, and I wasn't really sure what I would do after I would finish the warehouse, but at this rate I feel like it will take the whole stream to finish the warehouse, especially if I keep falling, with windlays. If I had some meeting in Indev, but we don't. I don't want to, play modded. I want this to be a vanilla playthrough, since I kind of wanted to experience this ever since I saw like Pac-Man do his Journey series. I kind of wanted to do something like that, where I would like play on the same world through different versions. I want to do it vanilla, or mostly vanilla, since so you start like NC'd to import Indev roles. Or rather, I will use it in the future. Since I haven't yet gotten to Infdev yet, so I didn't need to import a world. And of course I misplaced another block. And I believe that soon I will have to cube some glass, which should be fine, shouldn't take too long. Building this lighthouse, warehouse is kind of fun. It's a simple project, but it's kind of fun to build. I don't really need to worry about anything, which kind of makes me wonder how will I do in like future versions when I will get access to more building blocks, which I'll be able to build better things, but at the same time, I wonder how will I fare with a bigger block selection. Like, will I be worried that I'm not building good enough? You know, since there's always like the possibility that I could like be using something better, basically. Basically, you know, when you build something, you can get the feeling that you could have done something better because like you use some other materials. So I wonder if I'll feel that way in future versions, possibly, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm almost on a glass, so I'm gonna quickly go and cube some. And I'm gonna need to grab a chest and a piece of TNT, so I'm gonna go from the top since the TNT is stored at the top of my storage space. And I need to go down to, you know, cube the TNT. And I think for that I'm gonna take my armor. I'm trying to be peaceful, so I'm not worried about the damage from the TNT. As you can see, I've kind of expanded the wheat farm that I've got over here, and I'm kind of looking at it because I wonder why this weed wasn't growing. I feel like there might be some in the middle that also wasn't growing. Oh, anyway, time to cube some glass. The reason why I'm kind of going over here is because I want to explode some blocks, because I want to, you know, mine out this world in the future. Also, as you can see, I've got some farmland where the farm will be. That's because I kind of decided to till the soil so that I would get the seeds from it, so that I would have more seeds for the future, which reminds me that I've kind of decided that I will not be using this farm in Indev, and probably not Infdev, and I'll be start using it once and I'll stop spawning on any block, because currently animals can spawn on any block as long as there's light, so they can spawn even inside caves underground, which may mean that if I were to use this farm, they could spawn there and trample my crops, which is quite annoying. So I'm gonna wait until they stop, until their spawning changes. Anyway, I'm currently looking for a hole in the farm because I kind of want to take a look at it real quick. Oh, there we go. As I said, I've rolled the water down. You can kind of see it here. It's also underneath these slabs. The lava is still there, and I've also placed some more slabs. I would like to work on this farm soon, for I would like to finish it soon. I got an idea for a design that I like to use for the walls and the ceiling. I'm gonna need to think about it some more. And also, as you can see, I get some grass over here. That's because I've played some. The idea is that as mobs kind of spawn and wander around, they will trample this farmland, and all of this turn into grass again, or at least most of it will, so I will be able to like kill it again later and get some more seeds. As you can see, I almost have enough seeds to fill up this whole farm with seeds. Anyway, now it is time to go back up and work on the warehouse. I would like to finish it during this stream, which I might be able to. And also add some decorations to it and around it. But I feel like I should be able to finish it during this stream, as I feel like I already did all of the difficult parts. Well, already all of the time-consuming parts, doing the walls, and I'm almost done with the roof. So after the roof, I will work on the insides, add some decoration to it, add some crates to make it look like it's storing stuff. And then not sure what after that. I think right after that I will need to work on the outside. Outside. Basically, after I'm done with this roof, I'm gonna add some decorations into the warehouse. I'm gonna, some crates and materials that are being stored, and also make some shelves where I'll have chests that I might use in the future for storing things. I'm not sure what I'm gonna store since I've got the storage system at home. Maybe some materials that I want to have in bulk. Maybe I could move the dirt and cobblestone over here, or at least move some of the cobblestone and kind of have a buffer. Basically, I will store some cobblestone at home, and when I have too much, I will transport it over here, if that makes sense, and have kind of a buffer. Finally, now it's time to focus on this thing. As I said earlier, it's I'm not good at talking and focusing on building. Things I cannot get distracted and make mistakes. Also, I think once I'm done with this roof, I'm gonna take a look at the whole warehouse from the tower. I keep saying lighthouse for some reason, even though it's not a lighthouse. For a second I thought that the music stopped playing, but it didn't. The song just stopped. And the song just ended, not stopped. And there's another one. Oh, it's good. I was checking because for a second I was worried that I didn't have the shuffle turn on and the like looping, which would be kind of annoying. And you know, it's something that I do before every stream, so it would be annoying if I forgot it. Anyway, next up we got full block. And I think I might not have enough slabs. I just realized I forgot to turn off the further switch the difficulty. Also, speaking of difficulty, I shouldn't forget to light up this place. Now this is a slab, so I don't need to worry about mob spawning on it. But I do need to worry about this, so let's see. I think this should be good. You know what, I think I'm gonna add the... Oh, not. I was thinking of like adding it on the level where the... on this level, but I don't think it's a good idea. And you know, the reason why I wanted to do this because of the windows, but or you know what? Let's see. Oh, I think I'm gonna do it like this. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this should be good enough. And also these windows are now as big as I wanted them, which is good. Anyway, we're done on time. Around 24 minutes. I think I'm gonna try to finish this warehouse this stream, which might mean going over the 2 hours. So close. And of course I know why I wouldn't die. But yeah, I think the roof looks quite nice. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this staircase for now, since I want to use it to place more touches later. And now I think I'm gonna take a look at the warehouse. And it looks kind of nice, although a bit boring. That's to be expected. I feel like the roof also looks a bit weird. I feel like I should have made it start like look lower, kind of. But it will be probably fine once I like add some stuff around it to make it more interesting. You know, some trees and such things. Anyway, now let's see what I want to do next. Alright, I want to add some work on the inside. And the first thing that I'm gonna do is fill the gaps. You know, this kind of makes me wish that I could crawl like in Indev, so I wouldn't have to build this scaffolding. It would be nice, I could just crawl through that space and place the blocks, but unfortunately I can't. Right, that's one side, now the other side. This one took too long, and once I'm done, I'm gonna start working on the decorations. Gonna place crates in and some shelves with chests. Which just made me wonder how am I going to access them. And to start working on the shelves, I'm gonna grab myself some more blocks and also grab myself some more planks. Now let's see. Oh, I think I'm gonna start by placing some dirt to see how I want to do the shelves. I was about to like copy, place them based on where the light is, but then I've realized that the gaps between the lights are 2 blocks. And I think this doesn't quite work. Or maybe it does. Doing that I've crafted 2 shovels. You know what, I think this sort of placement should work. Basically, I have the shelves over here with the chests in the middle, and these chests will be supported by the planks. So let me just grab myself some more chests, although the ones that I've got here might be enough, so I might need to craft some more. Basically, my plan is to have something like this, which makes me think that I wonder how many will I be able to place. So let's see. So I basically need 3 blocks of height for each chest. I also need a staircase up so I can build properly. Oh, I can't place blocks. Well, let's see. Yeah, 3 chests is the limit. I wouldn't want any more. And I'm gonna place a slab at the top. Yeah, I think this is good. Another thing I'm just gonna do is place some blocks in the corners for decoration. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Also seems like it is night is beginning, so I'm gonna also place some more torches onto the roof. Only after the night begins. Anyway, it's over in 43 minutes. 34 minutes, so I'm gonna quickly save. After all, I wouldn't want to lose my progress. You know, I've already mentioned it several times, but I've already died once at the end of the stream, and I've lost all the progress that I've made during the stream, so I would rather not repeat that. I also died in another stream. That was after I started saving during these streams, thanks to which I didn't really lose that much progress. It was kind of in the middle of the stream, so I wouldn't have lost all that much progress even if I didn't save. I don't know, it's a good thing that I've saved. Also, I'm gonna light up this area. I don't want any bad guys to go on here. I'd rather avoid fighting them if I can. Anyway, before I continue working on the inside, I'm gonna add some more torches to the roof. Shouldn't take too long. And I think I'm only gonna add one over here. run over here and do the same thing on the other side, kind of mirror things. There we go. This should be enough light. Time to continue working on the inside. And also I can also take down the staircase. I don't think I will go up again. At least not for now. And yeah, yes, I've said earlier, I definitely don't have enough just to fill up all these places. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So it's 16 chests. Each chest costs 2 locks, so that's 42 locks. Oh, I can need to craft all 16, but that's fine. You know, it's not like I'm gonna lose them somewhere. I'll be able to use them for future projects. So it's fine even if I've crafted extra. Also, I'm gonna need to grab some more torches later on. I should have enough for now, but I'm gonna need more later, I think. I want to light up this place properly. Anyway, now for the middle. You know, for a second I was thinking of adding some more more chests in the middle. But I think it should be fine if I make some crates. There should be like enough space. So let's see. I'll make it. Oh, I don't want to make it too wide. Or yeah, I think I'll make it one wide over here. Kind of this gap, kind of. So let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 5. Now I just make it taller. As tall as these shelves are. Ouch. Before I continue, I'm gonna heal myself real quick and grab some extra bread. So let's see. Good enough. I also forgot to place some slabs on top. It seems like I don't have enough slabs to place on all of the pillars. Anyway, that's fine. Oh, the next step I want to take is add planks, and I think I'll make it. Yeah, 3 blocks. Those should be good. Or enough 4 blocks. Yeah, I think 4 blocks will be better. That way I'll be able to place a kind of smaller sized crate below it. Oh, several ones maybe. But probably just one. There we go, we got 2 crates, and now just 2 more. Oh, rather, I think I'm gonna make one but it's like bigger. Oh, and it will also be off-center. There we go. Oh, I just need to place an extra slab and grab myself some more torches. Oh, I got some here. Good. For a second I thought I wouldn't have any here. I would have to like go home and grab some, which would be a bit annoying. Also, I forgot to grab some lit furnaces or the halves. So I think I'm gonna place them in later. Don't need to. I don't think I need to place them in right away. Alright, next step I'm gonna make a half. Oh, right, that bit being strong. And I think I'm gonna make the halves 5 blocks wide. I was about to make it 3, but then I realized that it wouldn't make sense with the door size. Or maybe it would. Yeah, that's fine. Also, I just realized that I don't think I'll be able to do the windows right the way I wanted because of the chests. So let's see. Oh, I'm still able to, but they will be smaller than I wanted to make them. Let's see. Alright, they're looking from the outside. Maybe if I maybe I could have like 2 sets of windows, or even better. I think that kind of works. I think that doesn't look so bad. Does it look good? I'm gonna need to think about it a bit. You know, I think that's gonna work. It looks like it's... Oh, the light. It makes it looks like the lighthouse is made with practicality first. You know, kind of function first, form second. I think it kind of works. So now I'm gonna add these windows to the other side as well. And then I'll start working on decorating the outside a bit at least. I'll see how much I can get done. And I think I'm also gonna place some windows above the doorways. Let's see. Ouch. How is that? I think that's kind of nice. Now, I'm just gonna place in some more torches. Also, I just realized I could place some more windows on the sides. Now let's see. Where are the chests? Now on the other side as well, but these windows will be slightly different. Yeah, I think. Is this good? I think, yeah, should be good. Yeah, I think something like this is nice. Yeah, and I've just noticed I'm missing a block in the roof. Anyway, we are already 2 hours in, so well, I think I'm gonna continue for a bit longer to hear more things. Oh, you know what? I don't think I will or continue working on it right now. Instead, I'll finish things off camera, you know, build some custom trees. I'll just decide what I want to do with the space behind the back of the building. I think to finish up this stream, I'm just gonna put these things back into the chest. I've kind of moved the chest so that there would be more space for me to build the trees over here. It'll be just a few trees. And also need to add the split furnaces. Alright, to end this stream, I'm gonna look at the warehouse from the top. Yeah, I'm gonna end it at the top of the tower. You know what? I think the warehouse looks kind of nice with the lighthouse. I think it turned out kind of well with all the glass. There are things that I probably could have done better. I feel like the windows could have been placed better. Maybe I could have like moved them by 2 blocks so that I would have less space on each side. But I think that's fine. By the way, that will be it for this stream. As I've said, next week I plan to work on like an episode for this world where I'll show what the progress that I've made for those who don't watch these streams. I will also work on something. I'll probably start like working on the design of the wheat farm, which I'll probably finish during the stream. And maybe I'll work on like the house that I plan to build. Or maybe I think I'll work on the Cactus farm. So yeah, I'd say the warehouse is mostly finished. Anyway, I think I've kind of rambled on for too long. So yeah, that will be it for this stream, and I will be seeing you in the next one.